welcome to part one of our Thrive training series, where we want to help you figure out how to fund anything in your church in 120 days. And I just want to start in and focus in and tell you that I think that you've taken a great step by just saying, yes, I want to do this. I want to move my church from where I currently am. We want to move from surviving. We want to thrive. We want to have more money for ministry. We want to do all these kind of things. But you've done what most people will not do. And so I commend you for taking the step to actually learn what we're going to talk about. Now, I'm going to challenge you, though, as we move through this five-part process, is that if you just hear what I say and don't do any of it, it doesn't matter. Application means everything when it comes down to Thrive and when it comes to what we're talking about here on these training videos. And so I want to just really challenge you to take the steps to thrive in your finances. Let me introduce myself. I'm Casey Graham, the founder of GivingRocket.com and this Thrive coaching system that we've come out with. Is just, man, it has worked in so many different churches all across the country. It's actually worked in multiple countries. And we've seen giving go up significantly when people will take the few couple of things that we talk about in the systems and apply them in their church. And so we don't have time to get into all the different bells and whistles and all the things that you need to do, but I'm going to give you the top 5 things you need to do to fund your church and fund anything in your church in 120 days. Okay? So let's just go ahead and jump right in and get to it, and this is going to be helpful for you. The very first thing you've got to do if you want to increase giving in your church is you have to clarify your vision. You've got to clarify your vision. Now, what most churches tell me and what most pastors would tell me is, Casey, I already have a clear vision, and they can say their mission statement. But having a funding vision is way different than just having a mission statement or a vision for your church. If having a mission statement or vision statement for your church funded a church, then you would not be watching this video, and churches all across the world would have so much money they wouldn't even know what to do with it. Okay? But if you want to move from surviving to thriving, the very first thing you got to do is you got to clarify. And what that means is really boiling it down to having 3 to 4 operational objectives that you want people to fund in your church. Now, there's good objectives and there's bad objectives. And I'm going to talk you through just a little bit about that. The good objectives, well, let's talk with the bad objectives because those are better and sometimes more funny. Bad objectives are stuff like this. I want giving to go up. Well, no duh. Everybody wants giving to go up. I mean, that's a bad objective because it's not clear. What does that mean? I want giving to go. Another objective is I want my people to just get it. Well, here's the deal. Your people aren't just going to get it. And just preaching harder and preaching with more guilt or preaching with more passion doesn't help you increase giving. Another one would be we want to hire some people, so we need some money. And that's the kind of stuff people tell me. You know, the number one objective that people tell me when I say, hey, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to fund? What are you trying to get after here? And they'll say, we just want to meet budget. And so I just want to tell you right now that God is a God that's bigger than meeting budget. And I absolutely believe if you apply what we're about to talk about in creating healthy and good objectives, you're going to surpass your budget and you're going to increase your giving anywhere from 11 to what the highest we've seen is 49% on regular giving by applying our Thrive system and what we do in the Thrive system step by step. And so here's what good objectives are. Very simply, a good objective, it has 3 things. It has a deadline. That means that you say something like, by January 12th of 2000, fill in the year, whatever. It has a deadline. Now, people are driven by deadlines. Most people are procrastinators. And so when we have a deadline and we bring that to our people and say, here's when we want to do this and we want to do this by, people are more apt to step up and give than if you just have a general vision to say, we'd like to build a building one day. No, we want to build a building in the next 3 years. Here's what it's going to be. Here's how much money it's going to cost. And this is the date we want to do it by. Deadlines drive people. The second thing that drives people is dollar amounts, like letting them know how much it costs. So you would say something like, let's just say you're trying to fund a playground at a local children's shelter. You'd say the playground cost $10,000, and we want it funded by December 31st, 2000, again, fill in the year. And so you have the opportunity to then be very clear, this $10,000. And then you communicate that, and when you do that, it gives people perspective on what the need is. Instead of just some open-ended, we need more money, you need to give because God says so, it just doesn't work. Clearly identifying with a deadline, putting a dollar amount, those 2 things are powerful together. But the third thing is probably the most important in these, is making sure that that this is a tweetable objective. And you say, well, what does that mean? Well, it's got to be something that's short, memorable, and motivational. So it's something that's short, where people can put it if you put it in a tweet, 140 characters, and can send it out, that's short enough. It's memorable, where you can remember what it said. It's not just like some mumbo jumbo that nobody knows, but it's very simple and it's very clear what it is. And then it's motivational. You tap into the motivation. Now, I sent you an email, and you got an email that you'll get that's helpful, that talks about the 5 reasons that people give to your church. And so walking through those 5 reasons and those being laced through the objectives of why people give to your church, if you create that, and let's say you have an objective, and your objective, a great objective, will be something like, we want to provide a safe playground environment. It's going to cost $10,000 by December 31st of this current year, whatever it is. That's an objective. People love kids. It's motivational. It's short. They understand it. There's a dollar amount. There's a deadline. That's the very first thing you want to do if you want your church to thrive and you want your church to increase giving. And so that's a short video, but that's powerful. I want to talk with you about how we've done this for you. We have created a step-by-step resource that does all of this for you. Again, this is short. It's a short training session. I just want you to get it. I want you to be able to apply it and all of that and have value. At the same time, we've done this for you. We've created, it's the Thrive coaching system. That's a step-by-step system that will fund anything in your church. And so it's just instead of telling you what to do, we actually tell you how to do it. And we've got 12 training videos in there. We've got all kind of resources that we've done for you. We've outlined a 120-day process. There's 3 different segments in the process, and we've just done it for you because we know that you don't have the time, and frankly, a lot of you don't have the expertise. You haven't gone to school on how to fund vision. And some of the top mistakes that people make is stuff like just going and you'll hear something like this and go preach on it. Well, that doesn't work. You got to have 120 days to plan, prepare, and get ready. And then once you have an increase, once you do a message series where you fire people up and you move their giving, it's got to stick. And so, again, having that step-by-step, done-for-you process, we've done it for you. And so you can just click below and you can become a part of this. And I just want to be very clear about this. This is a $1,000 resource. It's a $1,000 resource. I have personally been paid between $15,000 and $70,000 to provide the content that we're doing on this resource. And so it's only $1,000, but I've been paid much, much, much more because it raises tons and tons and tons of money for churches and helps them increase giving. And it's for you for $1,000. But what we're doing to start this thing off, and we've just released this thing, is that we're even taking it down from there, and it's half price. And so you can jump in and get a 50% off discount and get the thing for under $500, and you have the opportunity to step in. And we've even got an easy payment plan of $199 a month for 3 months. So you have the opportunity to plug this thing in and to really make it work in your church. And the best part about it is that even if, let's just say your church, I mean, think about this. Think about this investment for just a second. If your church is a $100,000 budget, let's just say it's a $100,000 budget, and you only raised 10% of your giving. That's an additional $10,000 by using our Thrive resource, which that's the lowest amount we've ever seen with everybody, the over 50 churches that we've tested this resource in. That's the lowest amount we've ever seen is 10%. That, if you had a $100,000 budget, 10%, $10,000 increase, that means that you spent under $500 and you get $10,000. It's just a no-brainer investment. No matter the size of your church, no matter what culture you're in, again, multiple countries, multiple areas of the country, multiple types of church, from country churches to city churches and everywhere in between, multiple sizes. You have the opportunity today, but step over, you need to grab that, and we want to help you walking through this process of moving your church to thriving, not just surviving. Thanks.